because he wanted to be careless and lie and try to sweep things under the rug and get rid of something that didn't really go away. But it's my fault. You know, I don't have to be here.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about Put a Ring on It, and we're discussing with you guys Tamika and also dealing with Vince. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I watched it, I was saying, is this not gaslighting? Because I'm sure that she told us that he did some madness, and now he's denying the madness and blaming her, it seems. But we'll break it down to what I actually mean, what I'm talking about. Guys, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor. You like it, you share, you subscribe, you click on that bell button for notification of the uploads, baby. And I appreciate you. For those of you who are returnees, well, you got the minerals. You got the minerals. Hey, don't forget as well, grab your merchandise, okay, baby? I appreciate y'all, baby. All right, cool. Let's get into the video. So, obviously, yeah. We had Vince and Tamika talking with Dr. Nicole, and I think it was a very interesting conversation. And the reason why it was interesting conversation is because the exchange between the same thing. Some of the stuff he was telling her, he was telling me, and I was like, "Oh, there it is, that is him. Bingo!" Yeah. Information that was passed, I guess, some episodes back, right? When we saw them the last episode, she mentioned to the girls that the reason why she doesn't trust him is because during the process of their getting together, there was another girl that told her about the fact that he was somewhere where he shouldn't have been. He was at the family's house, etc, etc, this, that, etc, X, Y, and Z. Now come to this episode, and I think the very first thing I want to talk about really is the fact that there was a part in here where she mentioned about, you know, you lied and, you know, you haven't really told the truth and you swept it into the carpet, okay? And then he made a point saying that, you know, how can you say that, you know, when you shouldn't have been listening to her? I'm not blaming you, I'm not saying it's your fault, but you shouldn't have been listening to her. Where does your loyalty lie? And I was like,
do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
I was like, hold on a minute. Hold up a minute. Let's start again. I said, no, sir. Hold on a minute. This is why I mean, this show obviously is only 40 minutes long, and I'm sure Dr. Nicole addresses many of these issues, but let's talk about what we didn't see. In the actual process of things, the part that I wanted to see addressed was the fact that, hold on a minute, sir, there is conversation around the accusations that you were not where you were supposed to be. You spent time at another girl's yard who you said that your current girlfriend, Tamika, should not worry about. Yeah, that is the allegation against you. Okay, now she's so bold and she's so convinced by this allegation. She went and told Shay and she told Ashley in the conversation.
You went out of town to be with her and her family. So at first you told me that it was nothing when we weren't together. Now that we're together, you're telling me that you don't know who this girl is, but you just flew to Chicago to be with her family.
And now she's telling us again that she knows that you obviously lied. And you want to sweep it underneath the carpet. Sir, we're going to need you to admit what you done.
Trust affects our relationship quite a bit. Anytime I step out or get a phone call, she kind of gets a little jealous.
I'm hoping that we can come to...
This is the stuff that we're missing on these things, right? Because we don't get to see this part, I'm guessing. But before you can start dropping, I'm sorry, you know, didn't know how much I really miss you. Before you can drop all that sorry stuff, yeah? Sorry seems to be the hardest word in that. We need you to admit what you done. You need to admit what you done, because you can't come out here and start saying I'm sorry and then you say, okay, I didn't say it's your fault, but then you ask where is your loyalty lying, because you're actually implying that I'm not on your side, even though the information seems to be that you're moving mad. You understand? So at that point, I was like confused. I was like, hold on a minute, sir. What do you mean, where does your loyalty lie? Why would you even ask that question about where was your loyalty lie? See, that for me sounds like gaslighting. That for me sounds like the boyfriend who's manipulative, okay, who knows he's doing wrong and is just trying to get away with it. So he's asking his girlfriend, where does your loyalty lie? I mean, where does your loyalty lie? That's the question I'm asking, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, how can I come to you with a piece of information and you're asking me where does my loyalty lie? I've told you, listen, you've been moving mad. All you had, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you've been moving mad because this person, your ex-girlfriend you said it's over and done. She's saying that it's not over and done. So I'm confused because unless they're not telling us a story very correctly, yeah, I'm confused. you said it was done, but you admitted in the first episode that obviously, you know, there was some communication things that were happening that shouldn't have been happening. Now you're saying the communication was done, but then the girl wouldn't give it up.
I'm crazy, I'm acting insecure. Turns out, based off the messages and the text messages that the girl sent me, she was telling the truth.
Oh my God.
So the girl was crazy. And this is why I always say this, like, men pretend as if they don't know what the frick is going on. Bro, listen, let me tell you something. I've lived this life for 29 years. Roll with the man them that move deep. I know when man them tell me stories that when they're chatting crud. I know when man them move mad and they tell me, oh, that girl's crazy. I know that you're lying to me. I know you're lying to me. Most girls are not crazy on their own.
That made Tamika pull back a little bit. It was a he say, she say, and men don't win those wars.
Most girls are not crazy on their own. Do you know what I'm saying? So either it was you or it was the guy before you, right? So when I heard the story about the distortion of the fact that you, sir, have, you know, I hope you're watching this, Vince, that, you know, there was conversation around this ex-girl, whatever, it evidently was not done. Right? It evidently was not done, because the way that you've replied by saying who are you loyal to tells me that's a deflective answer.
You entertained her, which you did. So who is your loyalty like, with her or me? Who said it's your fault?
What do you mean who am I loyal to? Why would I mean, if you're saying to me there's an accusation, the fact that a girl, this is not your workplace boss telling you that, you know, you've done something at work where I can say to you, no, babe, I'm on your side. No, this is you talking about a girl who you previously dated, who it seems like you said you had finished, but on 2 occasions didn't seem to be that way, right? And so you're telling me that you're asking me, where does my loyalty lie? That to me smells like manipulation 101 that I know about. Okay, and so that for me sounded like gaslighting. Yeah, gaslighting. I mean, it's part of the process. When you're trying to cheat and get away with it, gaslighting happens. I'm not trying to say that he's a mad person or anything. He's just a guy. Normally, what guys do when they don't want to get into trouble, when they don't want to admit when they don't want to admit the truth of what they do, they gaslight. Yeah, and the reason why here is because, again, she's not naturally confrontational. She's actually not confrontational, and that's the trouble, because she doesn't speak up for herself. Okay, then she could be twisted by this. Because I remember she told a story with Shay and Ashley, and I was looking at the screen like, sis, are you telling me on 2 occasions, and on the second occasion he was somewhere else with evidence? You said you had evidence of itinerary from this girl.
You don't know who this girl is, but you just flew to Chicago to be with her family. But I'm the crazy one, and he to this day will not admit that he went to Chicago when the girl has shown me itinerary. She's shown me the text message
stating that the man said it. So either this girl is crazy, cuckoo crazy, okay, that she's gonna make up lies and tell some economical truths and bring false evidence like a policeman trying to get a nitty. I don't understand, yeah, why. I don't understand why she was still there, because this is early days in the relationship. If you see these signs, it's a double yellow line. I'm sorry, sir, you can't park your car. Means you should leave.
Go away, but it's my fault. You know, I don't have to be here, but I'm trying and I'm fighting. And sometimes I feel like I'm the only one that's fighting.
You shouldn't park your car here. You understand? So now you're dealing with the effects of not making a decision, similar to what Ashley was saying about Hollywood. When you don't make that decision, when something like this is stinking, the water is stinking, it's smelling, and you don't make that decision to walk away, you must deal with the consequences of not walking away, which is that now there's an insecurity that's breeding, taking hold of her, and because she's not naturally confrontational and not very assertive with what she feels like. And when I say assertive, it means to express how you feel. He can run her over. He can say it, and that's why she feels like he's saying it's her fault, because he's practically said that without him physically saying it's your fault. He's practically implied that. Yeah, and so, you know, they spoke about obviously his openness to communication, and I thought it was quite interesting because in the last episode she sat down on the floor and said to him, you know, this is gonna be very hard for you. You know, you're not very open with communication.
You just have to open up more and be honest. I know it's going to be hard for you because you can't even really open up to me. You've been on me for
And then obviously in this episode, he's like, I think she wants more communication from me. You think, sir? You think? I don't think you need to think. I think you know, right? I think you know, sir. I think you know that, you mean with communication. I think you know that. And back to that point again, just because another thing was said. When he said you entertained her, it sounded as if, oh, and this is why I say it's gaslighting. It's almost like the reverse has happened. Like when you say you entertained them, it's like you have allowed yourself to get into a situation with another guy. No, it's you who's in a situation with another girl. And now you're telling me I've entertained a person trying to tell me information about you and how you're moving mad. Oh, so I'm entertaining them now. This is what I'm trying to say, bro. Like for me, it's mad. It's mad. I think what she's gonna need, okay, and I think even Dr. Nicole mentioned it about creating a safe space. Can I be honest? Can't create a safe space if there's no truth and honesty. Can't do it. Can't create a safe space where there's no truth and honesty. Without you coming clean and being totally honest and truthful about your scandalous behavior in the past, there is no safe space going to be made available, because she will always know that you were lying in some shape or form. This is also up to her as well to actually initiate this conversation. Say, listen, look, if you're not going to be honest, listen, we don't need to be here. There is no need for you to enter a marriage. There is no reason for you to enter into marriage. Listen to me very carefully, people. You don't need to enter into marriage, okay, when there is no truth and honesty, when you cannot admit your behavior from 2 years ago.
Because he wanted to be careless and lie and try to sweep things under the rug and get rid of something that didn't really go away.
You say that the girl was crazy. The girl was not crazy, it seems like. And if she was crazy, then Tamika, you got to get over it. If you accept that what he said was true, that the girl was crazy, get over it. Because she was lying, right? But if in your hearts of hearts you know that this girl was telling the truth, then you've got to be strong. Listen, let me be very frank with you. You've got to be strong and say to yourself, sis, this is not where you need to be. Be gone. I don't like destroying things, but the truth of the matter is, be gone. Because you're not going to feel comfortable with the situation. The person is now continuously for the last 2 years dragging you through something they are not going to admit. They're not going to admit it in 5. They're not going to admit it in 10. They're not going to admit it when you're married. And so this is, you are carrying an injury that you're now limping from because you never healed in the first place. And so your trust is at a premium, a very high one at that. You get me? So I don't know, guys, I may have a different viewpoint. Maybe I saw it differently, heard differently. Maybe you guys heard a little bit more differently. Let me know your thoughts downstairs in the comment section. I'm always willing to have a conversation. Or maybe I've heard some things differently to how you guys have heard it. Let me know. Comment down below. Like, share, subscribe. Click on that bell button for notification of the uploads, baby. I appreciate you. Stay locked, stay loaded.